Hello and welcome. 30, so let's get started. Eric, how's it going? So today we are playing a game of Sisyphus. I saw this was getting popular on the streaming meta and decided to hop on the trend for a couple of reasons. The first is because I just find the fact that this exists and has caught the attention of so many people just incredibly human. Like we're taking the story of not only a task that is like considered impossible, like we're not talking about a Herculean task, which is like, oh, it's considered impossible, but it is still doable. This is literally a Sisyphusian task, which is just like by definition not only impossible but also just like incredibly tedious. And the fact that someone took that idea and was like, you know what, let's make a game out of it, right? Like something that people do in their free time by their own volition for entertainment. And then a whole bunch of people saw that this game exists and were like, you know what? That sounds like a good time. I too want to tackle this impossible and tedious task. And that's just like such a human phenomenon. Really tickles me. And the other reason that it is delightfully human, yes. And the other reason that I wanted to tackle this was because it reminded me of a middle school project that I had to do for social studies class, where we were studying Eastern philosophers, and the project was to create our own philosophy. And I don't remember the finer details of what I put together for that project, but I do remember that I basically extolled the value of the daily grind. Just like making very, very small steps on a very long time scale and going to bed a better person than we were when we went to bed the night before. And this is not something that I've thought about for a couple of decades at this point. But for whatever reason, this game just reminded me of that. And I was kind of surprised at how much of that philosophy still like is important to me to this day. Like all about the small incremental wins accumulating over however long it takes. So I probably should have stopped earlier and actually ran through the controls. But it is WASD to move. That is definitely how you felt about juggling. Absolutely. Honestly, it's how I feel about most of the hobbies that I pursue. So running through the controls real quick, it is WASD to move. And then right click and left click will rotate the boulder. And the handing the camera, I think, does have some effect since it, you know, it changes the direction that W pushes in. Oh. All right, not too bad. I think there is a sprint button, which, oh dear. Okay, there is a sprint button which does increase the speed at which we push. This is currently the walking pace. And I get the feeling that we will need to use it at some point. And let's be honest, what is this if not juggling one very, very large ball? I squeeze through here. Work. Close enough. We take those. So I played this a little bit off stream just to make sure that the game would run. And I made my way to the first checkpoint and was like, all right, that's good enough. We will save the rest of this experience for on stream, because, you know, that's the interesting part, right? The process of learning and figuring out how it works. So chances are I will lose the boulder a lot. We will spend a lot of time walking back down to the base of the mountain. That is okay. Chances are I will not finish this game this stream. That is within expectation. We'll just see how it goes. Try sprinting through here, see if this helps with the timing. All right, that felt pretty reasonable. I think I want to slow down here. Just launch more time. There we go. Zoom zoom. Let's go. So let's see, what have I been up to? I've been feeling better since Monday. Monday was sort of the worst day of my illness. So this is the first checkpoint. Monday was it was the worst day of my illness. I've been feeling better since then. Oh, is this level 3? Oh, level 3 : got it. Is a face. Got it. Check. Nice. So I've been feeling better. I went for a run today, first time in a while, partially because of illness and partially because of just sort of after effects of the last time that I ran and fell. It was very hot and humid. It was kind of rough, but it was definitely nice to get back out there. Definitely felt the emotional effects of not having run in a while. So it felt good, both physically, or I mean, during the process, it did not necessarily feel good physically, but afterwards, it felt good physically and also mentally. I think I want to go left here. I think we can speed this up a little bit. Yes, red barrels, absolutely explosive. I will admit I have watched a bit of gameplay, so I do have a vague understanding of what to look out for. You should get a barrel for for the purposes of having a barrel, just for funsies, for aesthetics. Oh, like 15 minutes of someone's stream. Well, I guess you now have the opportunity to catch more minutes. Welcome, I appreciate that you're here. Oh, let's avoid that barrel. Okay, hello. Is it just gone? It's just gone. It's still just gone. Okay, this is very much a part of the experience. If I never dropped the boulder, then you know, this would not be appropriately Sisyphusian. This should be celebrated as part of the process as much as making it through the first couple of sections without dropping it. Not all the way to the bottom. Yes. Saved by the fence and the checkpoint. We take those. Now, I'm not sure if the exploded barrels respawn. Did not actually catch that. I would assume that they do. But I don't know. We shall see, I suppose. And similar with running, this was also the first day in a while that I've done any amount of singing. So that also was good to get back into. Similarly, did not necessarily feel physically great. Started it. We're just gonna take it kind of slow through this section. Just because as it with anything else, you know, the rust accumulates. Oh gosh, I need to turn this way. Hello? Hello? Okay. Saved it, I guess. Take those. Yeah, as with anything else, the rust kind of accumulates. It takes a little bit to work that rust off, but feels good to do so. I love physics. I actually really like physics as a subject. Had a couple of extremely passionate physics teachers in high school. They are very much the reason that I opted to study engineering. Got jump scared by that. That's out of bounds again. Good enough. Will we be so lucky again as to have our friend be caught by the checkpoint. Oh, nice. Went to the right hand side this time, so yes, we are fortunate. All right, so we are out of fences. I think we have don't have much of a safety net left. 6 out of bounds. Yep, the game will it will definitely keep track of that for us. Yeah, I had a couple of high school physics teachers that were incredibly passionate about the subject, and it definitely rubbed off on me. Very much appreciated, very much was infected, I guess is the better way of putting it, by their passion. They ran a couple of clubs that I was a part of. One was like the Physics Olympics, where there was this annual event where they had like a number of physics related challenges. Some of them a bit more like math and calculation heavy than others. So as an example, every single year they would have Fermi questions where they would give you a question like, how many molecules of water are in the Great Lakes? And then you would have to give an estimate by order of magnitude. And then I think there'd be like 6 questions or something like that for that event. And one year there was a less like math heavy event that was construct a boomerang out of paper, and then you'd get points based off of like you'd have to toss it and then attempt to catch it. You get points based off of whether or not you made contact with it on the way back and or caught it. And then stuff like, oh, you know, make a bridge out of newspaper. I was already at walking speed, huh? Right. Not too shabby. So that was one of them, one of the clubs, and the other club was a robotics club. I think it was RTC. So there's like I think, was it FRC? There's like the robotics competitions. And then there's like different levels based off of how hardcore they are. So I think first robotics is like the hardcore version where they like use hydraulics and pneumatics and whatnot. And then FRC, I think, was what our club did. And they had a they had like a kit of parts that you could use for like structure and wheels and whatnot, instead of like needing to source all of them yourself. And they used like I think it was NXT, like Lego Mindstorm bricks for computation, or like, you know, the actual like programming section. So that club was actually started my junior year. And both of those definitely played large roles in my decision to study engineering. We didn't do particularly well in our robotics competitions, but I think that is forgivable given that, you know, it was our first and then second year of competing. Very inexperienced team. I don't think anyone really had much coding experience at all when we first started. Just because it's not really a skill set that is common to high school students. Should I wait this out? I should probably wait this out. Okay. Now we can go. That's some weird interaction when it like first goes back down. You get like this weird little speed boost. Fascinating. We did all right with physics, with the physics Olympics though. I think the last year that I did it, we took second. I don't remember how many teams competed. That was the year that we did the newspaper bridge. And I remember like working on a design for a really long time. And then like it might have been like the day before the competition. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the final version of my bridge. And we had two different types of newspaper. I think one of the types was just like a center page insert on this one specific newspaper. And it was like a thicker paper. So I wanted to test which type of paper would be stronger as a tube, which was, you know, the primary structure that I would be constructing my bridge out of. So I did a test just to see like how strong the tube by itself would be, just like to compare the two different types of paper. And the result of the tube on its own was so much stronger than the strength of the bridges that I had previously designed that I was just like, oh, I need to completely scrap my like theoretical bridge design and rebuild it to be as close to a singular tube as possible. Because it was a strength to weight competition. So it didn't matter if your bridge held up a ton of weight if it also weighed a ton. So I was like, well, it makes sense that a pure tube is the highest like strength to weight ratio of the designs that I've created. Because a tube on its own is pretty darn strong. And like rip. So it would make sense that the design that would be sufficiently strong would sort of like focus heavily, feature the tube heavily in its load bearing element. Whereas before I was like making struts with the tube, and in doing so, like it wasn't using them in like the best angles to distribute forces, and also it wasn't it was like kind of compromising like the actual structural strength of the tube itself, because we could only use newspaper and tape. We couldn't use any sort of adhesive. So if you wanted to like attach one structure to another, your options were either tape or like what's the term? Like you carve a hole into one and then you like stick a pin through it, basically. Those were those were basically like the only options. So I ended up with a design that was basically two tubes stacked on top of each other, with a plug in the center of the two of them to prevent them from collapsing, because the weight was basically like hung on a string from the center of the bridge. And then I created like 4 legs. I think there was 3 legs on one side and a single leg on the other. Might have been 2 on the other side, actually. Might have been 5 legs, which were just like thin rods of rolled up newspaper that I like jammed into the tubes. So like the vast majority of the bridge structure in terms of mass was just like the tubes that spanned the distance. And it ended up doing really well. It sagged a fair amount, but it basically made it to like complete failure before passing the amount of sag that was allowed, because they had a like your bridge can only sag so much before it's disqualified. And I want to say that it held up something like 40 some odd times its weight, times its mass. I don't remember what spot it placed in that event, but I was extremely happy with it, given that it was something that I like had thrown together in the last night. Wow, I did not expect this game to dredge up so many old memories. First the middle school philosophy project, and now these physics competitions. Good times. There was a couple of times where I like napped on the floor of the classroom. Because I was like, wanted to get stuff done still, but like was super tired. Which in hindsight, probably an early indicator that there was something wrong with my sleep. And now, you know, I've been diagnosed with sleep apnea and sleep with a CPAP. Oh boy, this looks terrifying. Take it kind of slow, I guess. And I think that the physics teachers that I had really helped. Oh, rip. This toggle to sprint thing is a little funky to me. You'll have to get used to it. They really set me up well for college engineering, because I developed a really strong intuition for kinematics, and I guess just like forces in general. Also like some amount of electricity and magnetism. And that was able to carry me through a lot of courses that we took. Because even if the material wasn't like direct one-to-one correlation, a lot of the concepts still apply. So like statics is all just, you know, application of forces, action, reaction. And then dynamics is just pneumatics, but more. Oh, okay. Good to know. Those, the cacti do make you flinch. But it did also mean that when I got to the higher level engineering classes that were not like specifically grounded in high school level physics concepts, so things like fluids or like thermodynamics, I struggled a lot more. It's because I didn't have the same like foundational knowledge in those courses as with the earlier ones like statics and dynamics. But hey, we made it, and that's the important part. Oh. Can I just cheat my way back on? That's a thing, right? Okay, sure. We take those, I guess. Okay, now can I get it up and over? Made it living life. Pretty much. Can I get over this? Okay. You know what they say? What do they call the person who graduates in the very last rank? An engineer. Is this doable? Should I just let it reset? I have no idea. The physics of that is like a beach ball. Just like pops up. Also, hello Mary Pat. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoy this riveting experience. Okay, we made it. Glorious success. Talking about high school clubs and problem solving made you nostalgic. Yeah. Good times. So, well, some good, some bad. I don't necessarily have many fond memories of high school, but clubs and physics class are definitely two places where I do. I'm repotting the pank plant. Got it. Her roots are massive, and yes, good and bad. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hello. That was kind of scary. How is your pank plant doing? I guess if you're repotting it, that probably means it's grown, right? Certainly a good sign. Let's go! Push! I really wish I had better experiences with team sports in school. I did like Ultimate Frisbee Club, but that wasn't like at all like competitive. And I think I struggled with the social aspect of team sports because when I was in high school, I was just a very socially inept character. Worried about pests. Going to give it new soil now it's acclimated to my apartment. And I found out there was so many roots. No more place for soil. Well, that sounds like it's doing pretty well then, right? Oh, just the one? Okay. Hopefully I don't get wrecked here. Okay. Push, 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 push! Nice. Okay. Do these turn again? Okay. There's a yes. Okay. Whoa, okay. Hello. Not expecting. Well, I'm glad to hear that your pank plant is doing well. I love that for you. Oh man, the other day I was walking to CVS to pick up some medication, and I walked past this car that had a bumper sticker that said, "Honk if you are a silly goose." And I was like, I want to get this task done. I don't want to get distracted. So I will take a picture of this bumper sticker when I'm on the way back. And then I forgot on my way back to take a picture of the bumper sticker. So I apologize. Oh, hello. And the shift from maneuvering the boulder to like not contacting the boulder is so swift and like a sudden change to like rapid movement. Feels very odd. Also, Eric, I do appreciate you keeping track of the levels, the level numbers for me, because I do not have the brain capacity to do so. Level 7, heck yeah. This is going far better than I expected it to. Am I gonna get wrecked by this scarecrow coming back here? Okay, I think I should be okay. That's what chat's for. I appreciate it, I appreciate it. Alright, how do I go about this? Many things moving all at once. Okay, let's try hugging this wall maybe. I think I have to go back around to the left-hand side though in order to make it past the dirt piles that are up ahead. Slowly maneuver our way over to the left here. Oh, please don't. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. Okay, great. When you turn to repotting, could you see you're going back to your roots? Nice. Oh, friend. Okay, how do I do this? Oh, this is gonna end poorly for me, isn't it? Push! Okay. Not too shabby. I was thinking the other day, I forget what exactly caused me to think about it, but I was like, man, I really missed my opportunity in oh gosh, oh no, here we go. All right, that's not too bad. Really missed my opportunity in high school to like get into theater, because I've always felt like I've had some desire to entertain. I feel like I would have gotten a lot out of being a part of theater, especially like the musical theater side of things. One of those like what ifs scenarios, like how would my life look different if I had discovered it back in high school. I feel kind of the same way about dance in college. If I were to go back and do it all over again, I would definitely try out for one of the dance groups that were on campus. Can I? Oh, okay. That. Wait, I can turn the camera. I can tell you, it isn't too late. Absolutely. That's partially why I'm here. Because this is a very accessible form of entertainment to get into. That's why I'm doing the things that I currently do. But depression for me and anxiety, yeah, definitely difficult for mental health. I sort of have similar. Oh boy. I see. I sort of have similar thoughts about like, oh, you know, what would my life look like if I opted for computer science instead of engineering? Because I feel like computer science coding is very much something that my mind is like primed to hyper focus on. So while I think, you know, school and work would still have the same stresses tied to it. Oh, that's a bomb up ahead. Okay, we will want to avoid that. Even though school and work would still have the stresses associated with them. If I would better be able to like hyper focus on the work, would I have made it through in a more healthy state? But then again, the flip side of the coin is, okay, well, if I were to have made it through in a more healthy state, would I ever discover my ADHD? Would I ever seek treatment for my depression? And that is very much something that I do not have the answer for. But yeah, the stuff that I do for this channel, be it the covers, the translated covers that I make, the parodies, although I haven't really been doing many of those recently, or the streaming that I do, it's all sort of in the hopes of reaching people and entertaining them. So I appreciate you people hanging out, and I hope that you find this content of me very, very slowly pushing a boulder through the mud up a hill to be entertaining. And also, you know, waxing nostalgic about my my school days. I'm having fun. I'm glad to hear it. That's why we're here. I get the feeling that I'm like supposed to try and navigate my way around all of these mud piles, but honestly, like this game is already like supposed to be long and tedious. Taking a few extra seconds to wade through a mud pile as opposed to trying to navigate around it and potentially losing losing Bouldy, I think I'm happy to take it slow here. Also, not very speedrunning of you, lol. Yeah. So this game is kind of interesting. So there's a classification widely known as rage games, I guess. But more specifically, there's I think they're called Bodian. So Getting Over It, which is the game with the guy holding a sledgehammer and like his body is halfway in a pot. Oh dear. I see. I get stuck in them as much as Bouldy does. Good to know. Good to know. Getting Over It sort of I don't necessarily think it spawned the genre, but it definitely like made it mainstream. I think the first body and game, quote unquote, that captured the public attention, even though it was not made by, I think his name is Bennett Foddy, who's the one who made Getting Over It. I would consider it to be QWOP. I think that's sort of like the first body in game that's come across my radar. Where body in games are classified by, one, their difficulty level, but two, also just like, it's not just that they are hard, but like it's not just a high skill floor, it is also like a very high skill ceiling, where the player is able to like really master the mechanics, and in doing so they are capable of like speedrunning the game. So like you look at someone who's like just touching QWOP for the first time, and you can very much tell they have like absolutely no idea what they're doing, versus like you watch the speed runs of it and it's not like they're exploiting or like oh, okay. Just got wrecked by that dude. They're not like exploiting the game in any way, they're just really good at controlling the character and understanding the movement mechanics, so they're able to play the game very, very quickly. All right, let's just go up the right hand side here. I think that's the play. Yeah, so I think QWOP was the first example that I saw of it sort of like in the mainstream consciousness, and then there's Getting Over It, and then more recently there's also Jump King. I think Jump King sort of falls in that umbrella, and then more recently there was like a difficult game about climbing. Not sure if you've seen streams of that one. How do I want to do this? Am I still going through the center? All right, we're going through the center, I guess. Where it like very much appeals to a speedrunner's psyche, just because of how polished, how much you can hone your control over the game. But the game of Sisyphus, this game, is not quite Fadian, because, or at least it wasn't on its original release, where, if I'm to understand correctly, this boulder, this first starting boulder, is the only boulder that you had access to, the only boulder that was in the game. Because no matter like how good you are, the gameplay still very much looks the same. Like, you look at the gameplay of QWOP as someone who's like completely new to someone who's speedrunning, or you look at the gameplay of Getting Over It, or a difficult game about climbing, like the techniques that are used are very different. The way that the player interacts with the game is very different. But with the game of Sisyphus, it's like it looks the same regardless of how good you are, at least with the original boulder, because it is just slow. The game, as mentioned before, it is just tedious. Maybe I should not have let the boulder slide into there, huh? Okay. Hopefully that works. Oh boy, this makes me nervous. Okay. And the company apparently received a ton of complaints about the game for this specific reason, because the people were expecting a Fadian game when they interacted with it, which is really interesting on its own right. because you wouldn't necessarily. I don't quite know what about this screams a Fadian game, but like it definitely has that vibe. It definitely like is sort of the expectation when you're looking at it to be like, oh yeah, this is very much like a rage game. But because the gameplay is just slow, a lot of people complain, and the developers have actually added a couple of new boulders specifically to cater to the speedrunning crowd, where they move a lot faster, and in doing so they just control, like everything about them is faster. So whenever they get bumped or if they get blasted by explosives or something, they just like move, so they're more difficult to control. But that also means that you can complete the game much faster because you can move the ball faster. And once again, just a very human interaction experience to have played a game that is supposed to be difficult and, you know, based off the namesake, you would think impossible, but obviously because, you know, it is a game, it's not necessarily the case for it to be impossible. But then to say, no, that wasn't difficult enough, I want more of a challenge. And then the developers being like, oh, fascinating, I guess we can make that happen. Just a very, very human occurrence and interaction. Once again, I'm not sure if I should be avoiding the mud, because it definitely slows the player character down, as well as the ball. Level 8. Yep, we're back, baby. So I think when I last lost control of the ball, it was because the ball had exited the mud, but my feet had not left the mud yet. So I wasn't able to like position myself comfortably behind the ball. But I might be misremembering. Felt a bit bad recently that I haven't had the bandwidth to really work on any of the projects that I've got going on in the pipeline. Just between being injured and being sick, just haven't really had it in me, which is fine. We all deserve a break every once in a while, but as mentioned before, there are definitely things that I want to make happen for my next projects. So it's something that I'm sort of like chomping at the bit to experiment with. But I just haven't really had the energy to do so. I'll be gone this weekend. I'll be taking a bit of a trip with my family, seeing them in person. Hopefully after that, I'll come back. Oh boy, come back refreshed. Oh, oh boy. Where to? Nearby national park, I think. Level 9. Oh. We're just like gonna get an Airbnb and hang out together for a long weekend. Is this wind? Does this stop? Guess I just have to like maneuver my way into it. Oh boy. I see. I just slow to complete crawl if I don't sprint into this. All right, good enough. I think I mentioned it last stream. I borrowed the physical copies of Wingspan and Everdell. I can play with my sister. I'm certainly. Oh no! I too am affected by the wind. Not just Bouldy. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, just barely managed to clear that corner. Back on track. So I want to kind of angle my way into this wind. Nice. Not too shabby. It's slow. Make adjustments as needed. Right. Now I just have to be careful of my timing here. So both Bouldy and I clear the wind. Okay, I should wait. Zoom zoom! Let's go! And we'll definitely want to wait for the next one as well. Zoom zoom! Okay, nice. And I think I want to just walk directly into this fan here. I'll walk straight at it. Okay. Too shabby. Sprinting? Yes, I am sprinting. I think we have to just follow the direction of spin. Oh, the wind. Okay. I was not looking far enough ahead. Did not anticipate that. So I'm glad it turned out okay. Man, I'm actually kind of tense. My palms are very much sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. No! Alright. We good. We good. Never punist, as we like to say. Alright, now we just have the time. Saved by the fan, heck yeah. We're not Don Quixote here. We love fans in this household. It gets slow through this section, I think. Those walls are suspiciously high. Yep. I assume that we will find out why very soon. Level 10. Wow. And there's what, 30 levels? Something like that? Oh, push. I do not like the clipping on that camera there. That does not make me happy. Man, the finger that I'm using to hold down forward is getting tired. Which is silly because I have a mechanical keyboard where the weight of the key is not particularly high. But as I mentioned earlier, I'm nervous. Is that a trident? Looks like it. Not sure why we're dealing with Poseidon, but it looks like we will be dealing with Poseidon. So I really don't need to be holding this key so hard, but something about this game, man. I will say the one issue with that I've been having with this game thus far is that because the gameplay is continuous, there's not really been a chance to drink water. So I'll have to remember to actually stop this next checkpoint. Stop at this next checkpoint. All right, we saved it. We saved it. I'll have to remember to actually stop this next checkpoint and drink and hydrate. Soundtrack change. Getting a little more positive, a little more hopeful. Done that many times in games, how to get myself to relax. Absolutely. I had this friend back in grade school. Is there a term for school before college? Would it be great? Because when I say grade school, I typically think of like elementary school, but just like that entire time, because Jersey is extremely silly and has 600 some odd school districts that are all extremely tiny. I went to school with a lot of the same people from elementary school all the way through the end of high school. So in my small hometown, there were 3 public elementary schools, 1 private elementary school that fed into a single public. It was a junior school at the time because it was only grades 7 and 8. I believe that's changed now. Elementary school was 1st grade, kindergarten through 6th grade, and there was junior school, which is only 7th and 8th grade. And then the town next to us, which was wealthier, it's a smaller, wealthier town than ours, also fed into the high school. All right, I'm gonna take a quick drink. Looks like Sisyphus needed a break too. Oh, All right, onwards. If I can, I would prefer to avoid breaking this this far fence piece. I don't know if I'm gonna have that luxury though. All right, close enough. We take those. How do I do this? I think the answer is to not be in this lane. Yeah. Don't be in that lane. Okay, I think one more, and then we go over to the right. Go, nice. All right, not too shabby. Pull back over to the left. Okay. Oh man, this reminds me of... I don't remember if it was a short story or just like a letter or something that Mark Twain wrote about his experience as a would it be a deckhand on a steamboat on the Mississippi River. And he talked about how his the captain that he served under would... Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, that's a giant snowball. Okay. The captain that he served under... No! No! I don't... Can I just go over this? What? Okay. Okay. We take this. And he talked about how the captain of the boat would make a game out of passing other boats as closely as possible. So he would like navigate around the river in a way that would like come as close to other boats, as many other boats as possible without touching them. And it was simultaneously incredibly impressive and terrifying. This just feels a little bit like that. All right, there's that trident. Oh gosh, I don't know how I'm gonna do this part, but we'll see. Just aim for the middle here. Nice. And then try and squeeze through here. Nice. Okay. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Is this ice up ahead? All of the video game experience in me is... Oh yes, absolutely. It is absolutely ice. Okay, yep. Slippery, but doable. Oh gosh, this the sound effect of the ice creaking is making me a little bit anxious. My mind can't decide if it like likes it in an ASMR way or dislikes it in like a misophonia kind of way. It is somehow managing to split the difference. But the latter might just be the anxiousness talking. Nope. Almost lost control there. Bad. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, okay. We're okay. We're okay. So in the recently, one of the projects that I've been working on for work technically does not belong to my team. It does not fall under our jurisdiction. Oh my goodness, what the heck is that? All right, we're definitely gonna want to take it slow, I think. So we'll get up this ramp. Whoa, hello. All right, let's take it slow. No! All right, that's fine. This is fine, it was bound to happen at some point. The project that I was working on does not belong to my team's jurisdiction. It belongs to like an adjacent team, but my supervisor who's in charge of both of those offices was like, well, I think we want to... Whoa! Bouncy. Immediately loses it. Nice, good going me. Bye. Okay. Gosh, this is rough. Oh boy. I don't like this. I do not like this, Sam I am. Okay. So much spinning in strange directions. Yep, that's video game ice for you. Okay, got some semblance of control back. Slow it back down. Okay, there we go. Right, so I've been working on this project that was not our office's jurisdiction, but it's the topic is sort of related with some of the other work that I've been doing, and we were requested to take this on, and it is almost done. I was working on it with another coworker of mine, which was nice. I don't really get the opportunity to collaborate with other people. I definitely enjoyed the experience. You would Mary Pat, you get along with him like a house on fire, because he is also a lover of Excel spreadsheets. I sent him that People Makes Games video about Excel esports, and he was like, oh god, don't tempt me. And he was able to flex his Excel knowledge quite well. So I was very, very happy to have him as a collaborator. But recently that project has sort of like made it to the stages where it's out of our hands, like moved on the approval process. And the person who assigned it to us was very happy with the outcome. So she gave us some time off as a reward. So that was cool. First time I've sort of like received such specific acknowledgement, I suppose. Oh my goodness, this ramp is terrifying. Okay, I have no idea how I'm supposed to do this. Jeez. Okay, no! No! Oh, well, that's nice. I assume I can't just cheat this the same way that I did the, oh gosh, it's gone. Okay, well, at least that has like a bit more of like a dead stop to it. Doesn't just like bounce all over the place. I get the feeling that this section right here is very forgiving in the way that it catches the boulder, specifically because they know that people are going to struggle with this ramp. Let's slow it back down. Worth trying, you think? We'll see. We'll see. We'll give the ramp another couple of tries. Gosh. Bonk. Yeah, there's definitely a bit of like almost like a dead blow to it. No. Yeah, this structure does not have that dead blow element to it, which is really interesting. No. No. Well, all part of the process, eh? Oh wow, it's zooming. Oh, nice, nice. Out by the checkpoint. So we're back to, okay, we're back to 11. Not that bad. I thought we'd be back down to like 8 or something. Look at me, incapable of counting. Ah, dang, I was hoping to avoid that. That's okay. Okay. Not as cruel as I expected. Yeah. Like I said, that upper section definitely felt like the arrangement of ice blocks. Like the physics on them felt different than a lot of the other collision physics earlier. I'm not sure if that's just me being crazy, which is definitely possible, or if they actually like soften them up and have them absorb momentum a little bit better. I hope I have the timing for this, okay? Ooh! Okay, that's not too bad. Okay. Okay, we're still in it. Okay, one more, and then... Oh wait, no, I think this one I just kind of popped it over. Yerk. Nice. Take those. Oh, some nice... So one of the things that I will know about the animation in this game, the walking does not have... it does not match the pace that the ground scrolls, which is fine, right? This game is not trying to be like, you know, super fancy high fidelity animations or whatever, but there is some amount of inverse kinematics to the foot placement and the leg positioning. So earlier, when I was holding the boulder and my back foot was up against some sort of small obstacle, I forget if it was the snow or if it was one of those ball launchers. I think I'm just gonna wait for the next snowball here, and we'll go here. So yeah, yeah, there was some inverse kinematics, so the foot was actually like popped up, so it was actually standing on the thing. And it's just kind of funny because it's like there's some type of like advanced calculation happening here to make that animation positioning happen. Oh dear. This is fine. This is fine. Hello. Not quite sure what happened there, but I just like tossed it over to the side. But they don't apply that to just like the ground. I mean, I guess they kind of do a little bit, since like the feet are very much not clipping through the floor. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. Level 12, spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. Oh boy. Definitely gonna lose a few more levels here. Down and down and down it goes. It just took like a straight shot down the middle, huh? See if these fans will slow it down enough for us to catch up. Currently on 9? Sure, I will take your word for it. Man, I'm just really struggling with that ice level, huh? But I think they also kind of expected that. Oh, there it goes. I'm surprised we haven't had all that many out of bounds yet. Oh, nice. It stopped. I don't think we've had an out of bounds since you last called out 6, I think it was. Been a good little bit. Of course, you know, I've now immediately jinxed myself, and we'll soon see an out of bounds the next chance that we get, which might not be a little bit just because of the map design, but I'm sure we'll find plenty of opportunities to put our foot in our mouths. So there's this blanket that lives on my bed that Ginger Snap, my cat, typically sleeps on. And today the blanket was misplaced and was on the floor. So part of the morning, Ginger Snap was just like on the bed in her usual position, just without the blanket. And in the afternoon, she was like, screw this, and moved onto the floor so she could be on her blanket. Very cute. What did I do last time? I think I just like went straight up the fan here. All right, good. We're doing it. We're making our way back up. Oh wait, hold on. Give me one sec. Medication o'clock. Gotta do my self-care. Whoa, hello. Alright, do you still have the timing to make it into this part of the revolving door? Yeah, it looks like we do. Important, absolutely. Apparently, revolving doors are extremely good for energy efficiency. Makes sense. You lose less air. Heat, I guess, is the better way of putting it. So I'm not sure if this is correct, but every time I use a revolving door, I try and position, like whenever I'm done with it, I try and position the rotator such that like all flaps form a seal against the wall. I'm not sure how much good that actually does, but it makes me feel like I'm being helpful. I also, you know, don't encounter revolving doors very often, so it's a very minor optimization, all things considered. It's kind of like how recently I was like, huh, you know, maybe I shouldn't eat squid and cuttlefish and octopi because they're incredibly intelligent. But, like, it's not like I've historically eaten a ton of cuttlefish or squid or octopi. It's like something I encounter occasionally, but not not I wouldn't say that I eat them regularly. But I was like, you know what, I do want to try and be more conscientious about the food that I eat from like an ethical perspective, and this is a good first step. I think pork is next on the list, but I haven't managed to commit to that yet. Bit more commonplace. Although I know that, you know, it is very much doable to avoid it. Just haven't been quite ready to commit to it yet. I was talking with one of my friends who works in the butcher section of a supermarket, and I was like, so now that you've like seen the ins and outs, has it like changed the way that you look at your food at all? And I mostly meant it from like a Upton Sinclair, Welcome to the Jungle. I aimed for the nation's heart and instead hit it in its stomach way, but I think he took it ethically, and I was like, no, I didn't mean to. I did not mean to judge you. I apologize. that was not my intention. I did not mean for it to come across this way. All right, we're back to, what was this, 10? Oh no. Oh, this is bad. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Alas. I was so hoping that it would catch in that checkpoint. And physics said no. Oh man. Back to level 9, I guess. Such as Sisyphus. Okay. Oh. No? Come on. Oh dear. Well, I tried. Okay. Back at it. Oops. Never punished. Never punished. I was playing a couple of games of League yesterday with some of my friends on Discord. Typically I play ADC, but I got auto-filled into top lane both those games. So I was just like, all right, I'll just oh, hello. Hello, camera. I was just like, oh, I'll just take it really easy. Play a tank, not die too much, and then just play around team fights. It was okay. The first game I was up against Kennen. Second game I was up against a Vayne, so both like ranged carries who can get really scary if they get far ahead. And in both scenarios, just stuck to the game plan. Gave up farm, didn't die too much, and it turned out okay. Mid game rolled around, we team fought around objectives, and my carries carried. Always good when a plan works out. I think we picked up an achievement earlier that said halfway. Was that level 10 that it popped up? I don't remember. That's okay. But I guess it makes sense that the game would now increase the opportunities for which the boulder decides to yeet itself down the mountain. Did I say halfway? It was around 10. No, you didn't say halfway. It was the achievement itself. it was the achievement, I think, basically saying like congratulations on halfway, but you still got a long way to go, buddy. Oh man, there's the trident again. I had forgotten that we managed to pass it. And here we are again. Be that way sometimes. So recently I've been thinking about like what makes a good game to stream. So obviously there are like the competitive multiplayer games if you want people who like, if you want to capture the audience that is like try hard and you're like good at those games, where it's like, oh, these people want to see like really good gameplay. So they watch the people who play these games really well. And then there are the games that like are good collab games. So things like Among Us or Helldivers is a more recent example, where you can have like a bunch of people interacting over the same game in a way that can lead to fun. I mean, there's I guess there's like rage games where it's like rage games, I guess horror games also kind of fall into the same category, where it's just like you want to see the person react. You want to see them like face hardship and then like see whether or not they can take it, how well they take it. You're getting some disruption. Is that audio? Is it like the video is stuttering? Both. It is I'm not sure if it's currently raining, but there's been some storms tonight. So I think it might be related to that. I'm not sure if there's very much I can do about it, unfortunately. Same, it's back now though. Okay. Well, do let me know if it continues. I don't know if I will be able to do anything about it, but we could certainly try. All right, we're back at ice. You said ice was 12? We'll just try and take it slow. Ice is 12. Excellent. Did we pass the trident? Yes, we must have passed it because I don't see it on the horizon anymore. And then there's games like this, which I don't necessarily consider a rage game, but or rather, I don't consider it a FODdy game, as I'd mentioned earlier. I can definitely see it checking some of the boxes of a rage game, but I think it falls more in line with there was this game that like was really big in the streaming meta a few months back, maybe like half a year ago at this point, called Suika Game or Watermelon Game, where it was basically 2048 except with falling fruit with physics instead of like squares on a set grid. So there's basically like this this vertical container that you drop the fruit into, and then because the fruit have like funny hitboxes and some amount of physics, they like bounce. Two fruit of the same kind combine, they like become a bigger fruit, and there's also some amount of physics that occurs then. Whoa, that was a bit of an extreme bounce. And I think there's something about a game that has like, from a like mental puzzle perspective, like is fairly straightforward and understandable. It is easy. It's something that is easy to judge progress on. So like with the game of Sisyphus, we know that the ice level is 12, and we know that it comes after the weird gray, like lumpy section with the cannons. That comes after the area with the fans. So it's like easy for the viewers to track progress. And the concept of the game is like easy to grasp and understand and be able to like think your way through. So as a viewer, even if you've never played the game of Sisyphus, and even if you didn't know what the controls are, you can kind of guess at it. It's like, okay, you know, the player character moves, and you have to maneuver yourself around the ball to move the ball in the direction. Oh my goodness. Hello? Maneuver the ball in the direction that you want. Oh my goodness. This is getting really dicey. Oh yeah, they definitely adjust the physics on this block. Because that just like straight up killed all of the momentum. There was no bounce on it at all. Alright, let's give this brute force method a shot. And we'll see if it works for us. So the viewer can like, they can basically play the game in their head, and then they can judge the streamer on their performance and be like, no, I wouldn't have done that way. But at the same time, like there's an execution element to it. So, oh, this is not looking good for me, is it? Okay, that's fine. Well played. But at the same time, there's like an execution element to it. So, like even if the concept can be communicated through text chat, even if like the viewer and the streamer can agree like, oh yes, this is the correct path forward, it doesn't necessarily mean that like the streamer can just execute on it. There is still like that element of maybe not skill per se, but there is that variance. Taking it gives it some juice. Yeah, some of the physical interactions are pretty funky. Let's see if we can corner it here. Okay, we take those. Bouldy's like, no, you need to practice this more. All right. So brute force is definitely workable. And honestly, it might be the better method. might be more consistent. It's like medium risk, low reward, or sorry, no, it's like medium risk, high reward, because like it's pretty safe, where basically it'll always get caught here. Whereas if I try to go up the center, the chance of it falling like that is significantly higher. So I think, I guess that means when I'm pushing it up to the wall, I should hug the side wall. And I should only transition to the center when I am actually trying to nudge it over the wall. Yeah, I'm guessing that finding ways to like pick the boulder that's probably some like speedrunning strat. But we're not here for that today. We're just gonna take our time. Take it easy. Easy. As I said before, I have no expectations of finishing this game tonight, so we'll just pick up where we left off next stream, from wherever we end tonight. Sorry, completely unrelated, maybe not completely unrelated thought. It's about snow and ice, I guess. But weather in general is just so much more impressive as a small child. Like, you get 2 feet of snow, and that's like waist height for a child. And that's like, whoa, there is. And sure, like 2 feet of snow is a fair amount of snow, but as an adult, like that's not like waist high levels of snow impressive. And similarly, when like snow like crusts over, as a child, I remember like enjoying, oh no. Enjoying the sensation of like sliding across the crust of the snow, where it would take like a percentage of my weight before it would collapse, and that's just like not something that I can actually do as an adult. No. Rough. Well, that's fine. That's definitely better than it could have been. As a kid, it also doesn't cause problems. You have to deal with it. Very true. Very true. Does not need to be you that shovels it. You don't need to be the one to worry about whether or not your driveway freezes over. Come on. Ice is weird, man. Okay, okay. Yeah, there's definitely some funky interaction, some funky physics here. Oh dear. Come on. Yeah, I know part of it is that like now as an adult I live in an area that doesn't get nearly as much snow as when I was a child. And also like where I lived as a child it used to be colder. So snow would actually stick around, but now as an adult just like not very often impressed by snow these days. I mean, I still enjoy a good snow, but it very rarely is like impressive. Had some pretty good times in college though, I will admit. Good old snowpocalypse and snowmageddon. Hasn't snowed the past 2 winters. That is a bit of a shame. Do we want to make this ramp attempt again? I think we'll just try brute forcing it again. So I'll hug the side wall, get it up, and we'll slide across. Love the snowball fights. Yeah. There was the one time we snowed really heavily in college, and we made a blanket fort, blanket and pillow fort in one of the lounges, and just kept it up for, I think it was like 48 hours. And then just people came and hung out in our very large blanket and pillow fort. We go this way. This way. Much. Really struggling with this section, huh? That's when our friend Cody was taking an animal husbandry class. So yeah, had to go out in the storm to help birth a sheep. Ended up coming back smelling like birthed sheep. No. All right, it's gone. It's just gone. Oh, that's not too bad. Not where I expected. Okay. Oh yeah. The hot water situation on the place that we lived the first year was quite unfortunate. It never really got hot. Even when it was like literally just the hot water running. It would be lukewarm at best. Recently, in the place that I live now, I removed the regulator in the shower head. I did not expect it to make such a big difference, but I did. I wonder if I should be sprinting into the lift. Maybe that's what I should be doing. I'll walk the ball up, pin it against the wall, and then sprint into it to get a little bit higher before jumping and then like headbutting it over. Yeah, the regular just like I was surprised at how much it limited the flow rate of the water. And just having that increased flow rate really makes showering a more more pleasant experience. Oh dear. Well, so we'll just be here for a while. Gonna take a break to take a drink. Hydrate before you dehydrate, y'all. Now I'm wondering if I just got lucky the first time. Okay. I anti-jinxed myself, I guess. As long as I can make it past this lip. Oh dear. Let's take it slow. No? No? Okay. Okay. Noted. I don't know. Maybe I am supposed to just learn how to navigate the ramp. That is definitely a possibility. Wow, that was a heck of a catch. Okay. Oh, hey, nice. Success. We take those. This is similar to Only Up? Yes. Definitely, I would definitely consider Only Up a rage game. Would people consider it Fadian? Maybe. It might fall under the Fadian umbrella. but definitely like aesthetically matches. Just like the bald dude, the very like generic and kind of janky environments. Do I need to navigate this ramp? Can I just go around the left-hand side here? This looks fine. Oh, got some fog now. Wonder if that means we are in the cloud layer. This ground is, I think it is just kind of like lumpy and textured. It doesn't really look it the same way that the gray section looked earlier. But it's very much still there. I think it is less overall. But... oh. The heck is that? Oh, this is supposed to be like air vents? Well, that's kind of terrifying. Level 13. We're doing it, boys. Is it weird that I consider boys, B-O-I-S, to be gender neutral? Alright. We saved it. Did not see that air vent directly in front of me. Like I consider the use of like good boy, like when referring to a pet, consider that to be gender neutral. Same thing with you guys, like you guys as a plural, like, sorry, guy as a singular, male, definitely male coded. Guys as plural, gender neutral. Maybe that's just me. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I've lost my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay. No, Repunist. That was so close. Level 14, let's go. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. No! Aw, dang, we were doing so well. If it goes all the way back to the ice section, I'm going to be very sad. Oh, it is absolutely going to go back to the ice section. Yikes. Oh, well, okay. At least it got caught there. What time is it? 40. All right. Once again, I had no back to 12. Yep. Once again, I had no intention of no expectation of clearing this game tonight. So we'll get however far we get and pick it back up next time. Oh, was there another instrumental change at some point? There might have been. Oh, that's no bueno. Well, definitely gonna lose a lot of progress here, huh? That is all a part of the process. Some days it just be like that. Oh, hey, look. Out of bounds. Some days it just be like that, you know? You attempt to do something that you attempt to improve yourself at something that you do very often. Then it just doesn't happen. That's okay. Oh, I just realized those things are supposed to be like penguins. I thought they were just weirdly shaped rocks. Wow, there's a bit of a... There's occasionally just like a weird delay on the jump. Weird. All right. It's finally stopped. Push me faster. I have no idea if that actually helped. Back to level 8, huh? That's okay. And once again, I do appreciate you keeping track. Ooh. like the sound it's got going on the cobblestone. That tickles my eardrums. What happens if I go out of bounds? I don't know. We'll give it a try when I next have the freedom to do so. I was just looking at the back of this guy's head, and it reminds me of the old Valve guy, or in the games that Valve produced when they before they show their logo. There's just this guy with a bald head who has a valve on the back of his head. I was just reminded of it. Been a good long while since I played a Valve game. Played a lot of Team Fortress 2 back in high school. That was my escape time. Before I found video games, it was books, fantasy. And then it was TF2. Kind of sad that I think it's kind of sad that gaming has moved away from dedicated servers. I think Team Fortress 2 is like the only big game that's still active that has dedicated servers by default. Everything now is like skill-based matchmaking because it has to be competitive. You have to be able to make an esport out of it. I think that is overall just worse for the community. They are an era, absolutely. I think it is, I think it contributes, at least, a bit to the toxicity that is often ascribed to gaming circles these days. Because with dedicated servers, you could, the people who are there regularly would be able to sort of like dictate and govern. Level 10, thank you. Be able to dictate and govern the other players of the server. So if you had a server that was run by people who are genuine and good people, then they would foster a community for that server that reflected that. So, like, sure, you might have to look around for a server that you gelled with, but once there, it was pretty straightforward to maintain that kind of atmosphere. And I remember one of the servers that I was a part of had this older married couple who were in their 30s and like had children, were regulars, and I definitely benefited a lot from seeing them, like, interacting with them on a regular basis, and seeing that it kind of like their presence kind of like validated gaming as a hobby to me, I guess. Where in the it was pretty common belief at the time that like, oh, you know, gaming is just a waste of time. It's the phase that you'll grow out of. And this couple was sort of like proof that it didn't have to be that way. That you could have you could be a functional adult with a family and, you know, responsibilities and still maintain gaming as a hobby. I think having dedicated servers really allowed like that kind of relationship building, where maybe not allowed, maybe facilitated is the better word. Whereas now, with skill-based matchmaking as the default, it's a lot more like on the onus of the player community to like create community and like forge relationships on their own. I think sort of that expectation that the people that you play with in the people that you play with in one match are just entirely different from like the people that you'll play with ever again. Oh man, I'm just thinking things a little bit too fast. Oh wait, I think I just popped it over the side over here before. I think I recall this being doable. I think the assumption that, you know, the players that you play with in one game you'll just never see again, which is very common in very popular multiplayer games nowadays. Decreases the lack of civility in those interactions. And there's, you know, there's no real way of like enforcing community expectations, because sure, you can tell someone that they're being a butt, but that person, you're just like one more stranger on the internet. Like, why bother changing, right? So I think dedicated servers is a pretty big loss to the gaming as a whole, or rather the loss of dedicated servers is a loss to the gaming community. I think League is kind of in a similar boat, where before they used to have like a ranked teams mode where you could add a number of people to the same ranked team, and then you could collectively have a like team ranking, and then they removed that, and they made a big push back in like 2014, 2015, I think it was, to really encourage players to play solo queue as their like primary try hard mode. And I think that really like decreased players' abilities to connect in a meaningful way in League. All right, let's slow down. Slow it down. And I think if they had pushed for flex queue, which is sort of what replaced their teams mode as like the ranked 5v, like the ranked 5-man queue, if they had pushed that, or I guess dynamic queue at the time was, if they had pushed that instead of solo queue, I think that the League community overall would be healthier from a toxicity perspective, and also from like a community building perspective, just because then you are incentivized. Well, there's a couple of things. You are incentivized to maintain good relationships with other players, because if you are a butt, then people will not want to play with you. And if people don't want to play with you, then like you will always be on a team of randoms, and you will just lose to, you will be like severely disadvantaged playing against teams where people are, they can maintain a good healthy relationship. It also means when a game stops being supported, you just can't play it anymore. Yeah, that's also true. At least with dedicated servers, you can have, you know, independently run servers of things. Sorry, if I took a long time to see that message. Kind of brain AFK'd for a while there. Oh. All right, we'll take it a little easy. Back toward the center. Okay. Ooh. Struggling. All right, there we go. Bounce. Nice. Wow, that was a really high jump. Well, that's new. Sorry, it's requiring a bit more brain power. All right, there we go. Okay, now we're gonna plunk it into here, and we're going to test what happens when we go out of bounds. We can't. We cannot go out of bounds. Well, there's your answer. As unsatisfying as that is of an answer, there's your answer. Definitely worth experimenting with. Yes. And also, I think if League had pushed flex or dynamic queue more, I think that it would have encourage more of a growth mindset within the community. Because you would always want to like match, like keep up with the skill level of the people that you played with. You like it encourages you to get better for the sake of your friends and or teammates. And it would sort of tamp down on a lot of the like 1v9 carry mentality that plagues a lot of solo queue, where players are like, oh man, it has to, like, I absolutely have to be the one that carries this game, and if I don't carry the game, then like there's no point in even playing, which I think contributes a lot to the the culture that League of Legends currently has. But hey, what do I know? I'm just an armchair analyst. And, you know, if encouraging solo queue is what they need to become the biggest esport in the world, then maybe that was what was best for League of Legends. Curious to see what the landscape of games as a socializing medium will evolve. Because it feels like there hasn't been something that's really replaced battle royales, and it feels like it is now time to see a replacement. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 1. Oh no! Oh, that's so sad. Okay, that's not that bad. I was afraid that was gonna be so much worse. I caught like the very tail end of that geyser. Feels bad. Oh dear. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad indeed. We definitely take those. We absolutely take those. Okay. Wait for it to fully stop, fully cease. Move. Goes. Go, go, go. One, 2, 3, 5, 6. Wow. I'm a little salty about that. That was impressive that it like stayed in bounds off of that. O'clock. All right, I think I will probably call it here. This is probably about as good as we're going to get for tonight. I am fine with that. My supervisor at work is retiring, so Tuesday is going to be his retirement party. And today my team received an email from his supervisor being like, hey, would anyone like to speak a few words at his retirement party? And knowing the disposition of my team, I didn't really expect anyone to volunteer. And I was like, if I'd been told of this earlier, if I had more time to prepare, then I would be absolutely happy to do so. But having until Tuesday to prepare when I am going to be traveling during that time, maybe not. So I was thinking about it for a bit, and I was like, oh wait, I can probably just read a poem instead. So I decided that I would do a reading of The Orange by Wendy Cope. So I guess I will take this as an opportunity to do a practice run. At lunchtime, I bought an orange. Sorry, let me start again. Messing on for the first line, let's go. All right, take two. At lunchtime, I bought a huge orange. The size of it made us all laugh. I peeled it and shared it with Robert and Dave. They got quarters, and I got a half. And this orange, it made me so happy, as ordinary things often do. Just recently, the shopping, a walk in the park, this sense of peace, contentment. New. The rest of my day was quite easy. I did all the jobs on my list, and I enjoyed them, and had some time over. I love you. I'm glad I exist. So I guess we'll call it there. Thank you all for hanging out. And maybe I will continue to do poem readings as sign-offs. We'll see. All right, good night, friends.